Here's how I'm rebranding to be a full-time artist, because if I don't, I'm literally going to wither away in a pile of dust like in Avengers Infinity War. And no, this mic's not hooked to anything. I just thought it was professional, and I guess it got you hooked. Hello, my lovelies. Come on in. I hate everybody who drives a truck. If you're driving a truck and watching this, I hate you. Sorry. I feel like all of the modes of transportation are like going against me right now. I don't even know if you can hear the plane in the background, but like, and the truck's still running. I can hear it faintly. Next video is gonna be I hate transportation. Hello, my lovelies. My name's Allure, and this is my YouTube channel. I do everything creative. I paint, dance, act, whatever it is. It's creative, and today we're going to be talking about how I'm rebranding my small business. Previously it was Lovelies Boutique. We're going to get into all that later, but I sell my artwork and I make different products with it, and this is how I'm rebranding for 2026 to hopefully go full-time. Don't tell nobody that yet, because it's a secret between me and you watching. Don't tell my job bit. I feel like I should put this down, but I honestly truly don't want to, and we're going to get a little comfy in here. I feel like I need a pillow behind me. Not too much on my pillows. The number one thing, and that's why we're getting really cozy, because we're about to get a little deep. We're getting a little intimate. The number one thing that has changed since I first started my business, and I guess technically 2020 is when I first started it. I did a program through the city because it was COVID year, so I was in college, but I wasn't on campus. So I was doing a program through the city for entrepreneurs, and basically you kind of learn the basics. I honestly don't really remember much other than doing a business plan, and we also got an $1,000 stipend, which was amazing because again, I had just graduated high school. I was in my fall semester of college, and yeah, so I got to get a little bit of knowledge on how to actually start the business, what I'm supposed to have, what I'm supposed to do. We got it registered as an LLC, and at that point my business name was Lovelies Boutique. I was actually not selling my own original art technically. I was selling my original sketches, but you know, like those canvas kits, I'm put it over here, like canvas kits where they're basically like, it's like kind of like a paint by number. It's a pre-drawn canvas kits. That's what I was selling to start off, and like random stuff. I was selling like these tie headbands, just random stuff. I didn't really have a complete idea of my business yet. And it wasn't until I got on campus where I actually started selling my art, and I realized then like I could minor in painting and do all that. But I think the biggest shift from 2020 to 2026, oh my goodness, it's been 6 years. That's low-key crazy to say. I haven't made like lots of money for my business, I'll say that. There have been pop-up shops where I've done really super well, especially while on campus, but online, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle, a real big struggle. But I think a lot of that has come from just believing in myself. I think that's the biggest part, is just the mindset shift. They say comparison is the thief of joy, and it's so completely true. You cannot compare your journey to others. I have been doing this again for 6 years now, which sounds insane because I'm only 24. Like, I'm not old, you know, like old's like 80. So like I have plenty of life left in me. Hopefully. But I have plenty of life left in me, and I honestly think like you're not old until you start like giving up on your dreams, and some people never get old. So yeah, I think old is more so of a mindset. Plenty of people who have a higher age have a very youthful energy. So yeah, anyways, I've just had some amazing opportunities. Again, like I said, I got to do that program. I had the opportunity to do many pop-ups on campus during homecoming season, during different like events like Spring Fest, just some amazing pop-up opportunities. I did one where, oh, I forgot the company who was hosting it, but basically like they gave vouchers to students to spend with us, and then the company paid us. So like students got free products essentially, but we still got paid, and I thought that was so great because I've always just wanted to share my art and share my passions, and I don't necessarily love charging insane amounts for it, but I also want my work to be valued. So it's kind of like a hard paradox. I've just always loved the arts. I've been storytelling since I gained consciousness, whether it be acting out routines for my family or doing a dance routine with like my cousins or my friends for the talent show, or painting. I don't know if I have it up. I did a yearbook cover for when I was in elementary school. I got to design the yearbook cover. Storytelling and creating have always been in my heart. It's always been a part of me. And for those of you who've read like The Alchemist, I feel like it's not like a crazy read. It's a very simple book, very straightforward. And I think take it with a grain of salt. But even before I read that book, I've always known like what my personal legend is. And I'm a creator. Like, I love to create. I love the arts. And that's where my heart is. And that's where it'll always be. I've tried to stray away from it like right now. And as you can see, this is where I'm at. I think when I was younger though, I felt so much more carefree and less pressure to create. I think as I gotten older, I don't have a pressure to create. I have a pressure to not fail. And so that's really what's been keeping me out of it. And that's where this mindset shift has needed to come in. Like when I was younger, I was free. I had no qualms about life. I was able to create freely without any constraints. And I miss it, honestly. I really do. Now I'm an adult. I recently graduated with a business major and a minor in painting. And I'm in between this space where I just graduated and now I'm in a full-time role and I'm still finding my footing in life. I've never been the one to want to grow up quickly. But time waits for nobody, so yeah. But as I continue to move in the world, I feel like I can feel parts of me sort of withering away. It sounds so bleak, but like, stay with me. But it's not just painting, it's like art in general, creating in general. Like there's a gnawing at my chest, on my heart, like every day to create, to act, to paint, to dance. Like I don't feel satisfied. It's like a hunger that's not satisfied unless I'm doing those things. And so I have to follow it. It's so difficult to follow your dreams because half the time when I post and like share out into the void, it feels so silly because nobody watches it, and that's fine with me. I don't think that's always the purpose. Like sometimes you have to get stuff off your chest, but it just feels so delusional and out of reach sometimes. And it's just hard, like really hard. And I know it's like that for everybody, for almost everything you want in life. Like nothing is easy, and that's fine. But it's hard. It just feels delusional, but I'm trying to push through. As you can see, I'm going to push through. I have to, because I'm not comfortable with living my life just being comfortable. That's not enough for me. I'm comfortable right now, and I don't like it. I feel not myself. Because if I spend my whole life being comfortable, just working corporate and tending to KPIs and doing these projects that don't fulfill me, it's like, what am I doing all this for? Like, just to say I had a good career, just to say I did life correctly? It just doesn't make sense to me. Because at that point, this is like super extreme, but like, what is the difference between life and death at that point? That sounds so crazy, but stick with me. But like, if I spend my entire life like dreading each day, doing stuff I don't love, I'm not fully experiencing and like giving myself the opportunity to really live the gift of life. Like I'm failing at life at that point if I'm just living to survive. And it's necessary. Everyone has to live to survive. I understand it. However, I'm in a very unique and what's the word? I'm trying to say it. Like people have. What do people have when they have something other people don't? Privilege. I have the privilege right now. I don't have children. I don't have a whole bunch of bills. I don't have loans like that are going to break the bank. I have a decent amount saved up. The only thing that is stopping me from doing what I want to do is me personally. And yeah, I just have the privilege of being able to choose right now, and I want to choose before life decides to throw something at me where I don't have the choice anymore. I don't plan on ever finding out what would happen if I continue to stay here, because I won't. Because I'm declaring right now that I will succeed. I have to. I don't have a choice. And even if I don't, on the off chance, I think that even just the pursuit of my dream is worth failing. Like, I don't want to just dream about it. I need to see it to fruition. And if it doesn't work out, I either pivot, or then I can come back and say I tried. But to have never ever pursued it, I think that's a life wasted. And I cannot. And these are just my feelings. I feel like this is one way of thinking. Obviously people, again, like I said, people have circumstances where they have to, they literally, like, they can't consider their dreams because they're literally fighting outside forces in order to stay alive, like the war right now. It's obviously, speaking from a place of privilege, although I'm not rich, although I don't have like all this money to start off, I do have what I've worked for this far, and so I plan to use it. The first part has been a mindset shift and understanding that I have nothing that's holding me personally back. A part of this mindset shift is also getting this idea out of my head that the arts don't make money. I feel like that's always said on TikTok or social media, where they're like, get a real degree, don't do the arts because you're not going to make any money. And in the economy right now, like, that's proving untrue. There are plenty of people who are like computer science students, business students who are struggling to get jobs. I honestly think I'd rather like struggle getting a job or like doing something that I love than like doing all that work for something I don't love and still not being able to get a job. I have a job, but like, that's my view on it. I think the idea that the arts are not important or not feasible or like financially a good decision to go into is so crazy to me, because the same people who work at their 9 to 5, who don't value these arts jobs, will come home after their 9 to 5 or come home after they do their day trading or whatever it is, and then they put on their favorite TV show where they have producers and camera women and cameramen who are behind, and people who are behind the scenes doing show running, who are doing set design. All these people, the actors, the dancers you might be watching at concerts, like all these people who are working, who are in the arts, who are living their day-to-day lives being funded by doing the arts. And there are plenty of people who are outside of the arts who need 2 or 3 jobs as well to survive. So I don't think it's like a arts aren't feasible thing. I think it's we have a problem as an economy and as a society, but that's a whole other thing. Anyways, but I also think when we don't value the arts, that's why we are living in a society right now that doesn't value humans and the people in the society, because we're focused on dollars and making money instead of the humans who are alive on this planet who deserve their basic needs met. And why we lack empathy towards people who don't look like us, who don't think like us, who don't enjoy the same things as us. I've never thought the arts aren't important, but I've always had this like inkling of doubt in the back of my mind that like I'm not going to be able to make money as an artist, which is just untrue. There are plenty of people who do it daily, whose entire full-time is art. There are plenty of people who do it on the side. I can do it daily. If they can do it, if it's been done before, it's not impossible. So yeah, the idea that arts don't make money is complete and utter, excuse my language, bullshit. Like, it's BS. I usually don't curse on this channel, my bad. But yeah, I wish I had that line of thinking when it came to degrees when I first entered college, because I think I would have decided to study something different. But by the time I realized, you know, like how I was feeling on the inside, it was kind of too late. Not too late, but I would be in school for longer and my scholarship would have ran out for the 4 years. So I just decided to stick with what I was doing. And I low-key, I don't regret it, because no regrets, but I wish I would have listened to my heart a bit more. Because I think I would have studied acting as a major and I would have still did painting as a minor, but I just think I would be on a whole different trajectory. And now I'm on a different path, but I'm still gonna end up at the same place, so let me not complain. But yeah, I'm upset. I don't regret it, but I think it's making me hungrier for sure. So that might be a bonus for the future. When it comes to the degree stuff, I'm a first generation college student, so in my head it's always been go to college and get a good job so you can, like, it's just doing life the right way, and there's no such thing as that. And it's not like anybody ever like explicitly told me that, but it's always pushed like that. I feel like you go to college, you need to get a good job to survive, and it's never really been like follow your dreams and the money will come. But yeah, I wish I just knew that beforehand, and I feel like I would have pursued my passions earlier. But now that I know that, I'm going full force. So, and this is the final part of my mindset shift, so we're getting there. But to be kind to myself, my process, and my work, I'm such a perfectionist, and I can be so mean in my head. So I'm just being kinder to myself. I know that my work won't ever be for everybody, and it might not be for anybody, but like that's not always the point of creating either. I think the audience will come with the right story if I open myself up to it, and I think mindset shift has been to create for myself and not for what I think everybody else would like. And with that comes how you discuss yourself as an artist and how you discuss your artwork. Even though your stuff might not be for everybody, or even though you might be just starting, like me, I'm 6 years into it, but I'm just now starting to call myself an artist. Stop calling yourself an aspiring artist. Stop. You are an artist, a creator. If you pick up that pen, you pick up that paintbrush, you pick up that Apple pencil, you pick up that oil pastel, that charcoal, if you pick up a piece, a material, whatever it is, and you create something that wasn't there before, you are an artist. If you act, dance, sing, you are an artist. You are an actor, you're a dancer, you're a singer. You are that. If you are actively practicing it, if you are doing it, you're creating, you're doing the work, you are that. It's not aspiring. You are already doing the work. Even if you're not getting paid for it yet, you are doing the work. You are an artist. And I think when we say aspiring, or we say we want to be an artist or whatever, we are like diminishing the work we've already done. Because if I'm listening to someone talk and they're saying they're an aspiring artist, but they're showing me their work, it's like they just, you get the idea that they don't believe in themselves. And you're like devaluing the work you've done, all the hard work you've done. I think subconsciously it makes you feel less than, even though you're creating, like you are adding to this world. You're not like consuming, you're adding to this world. And so when you say aspiring, or you say you want to be, or you're not that yet, it's like you're belittling your work, your influence, and your contribution to the universe. And nothing about what we do as artists is lacking in value or little. Stop being unkind to yourself and tell it like it is. You're an artist. I know this is something I'm still getting used to, so it's like, girl, why you telling me you need to work on it still? But I truly believe when you live in it and you fully are a part of it, like you're fully believing that you're an artist, that's when things start to clear away and like things work out for you. The universe makes way for you. So remember, you're an artist, I'm an artist, we are artists. And that's the end of the mindset. Oh my goodness, my timer ended immediately after that. That's the end of the mindset shift. The next part is why I changed my business name. It's really simple, honestly. I wanted something that's more personal to me. My previous name was Lorely Boutique, which is great. It's still my name, like Lore, first name, nickname. Lee is my middle name. So, sorry, it was still a part of me. And it made sense at the time because I was going by Lorely on every platform, like YouTube, Instagram, everywhere was Lorely. Actually, one of the first times I got feedback on my shop was at a pop-up shop at Howard. It was this girl, she was trying to promote her like branding / graphic design business, and she was like, your name, she was like trying to pronounce my name, and she was like, it's too long, it's confusing, which I was like, rude, because that's literally my name. I didn't think it was that hard. But that was the first time I ever like considered changing it, and I didn't, because I was like, I'm not gonna let this random girl make me change my name. But I think I came around now to changing it because I wanted to fully be me. So I don't really go by Lorely anymore. I go by, my friends call me Lore, but like Allure, like that's my name. I love it. It's beautiful. Not to glaze myself, but like I love it. So I want to I wanted to fully incorporate it. And then boutique was giving like clothing, so I wanted to take that out and just replace it with art. I create art, I'm an artist, so I want people to know exactly what they're getting when they follow me, when they see me at a pop-up shop. And I want my brand to be a part of my heart that I'm like sharing with everyone. So Allure art is what it is. Colors, logo, and slogan. These I think are important parts of branding. When people see your page, you notice the colors. I feel like a lot of artists use pink or orange / yellow in their branding. So all their posts, it has like an orange hue to it. The colors are very orangey or pinky, whatever their primary color is. So everything looks the same. So if you're scrolling, you recognize it immediately. I want my stuff to be more recognizable. I want to show up on people's For You pages and be like, oh my goodness, I saw this girl 30 scrolls ago. And be like, yeah, let me follow her. So I love colors. My favorite color is purple, so I had to use purple. Like there's no other color that I could have possibly used. Purple has always been and will always be that girl. I'm a purple lover through and through. My college dorm was all purple and sunflower themed. Whenever I purchase something new, it needs to be purple. I even had a purple laptop at one point before it broke, but like purple everything. To me, purple represents strength and ambition. And I think those are two things that are cores of my life, like core values in my life. I'm a very ambitious person. I love to do everything. Every opportunity I have, I try to jump at it. And it sounds odd, but I found that I like purple paired with green sometimes. And so green to me represents growth and nature and just newness. Like new opportunities, new beginnings. And together I think they encapsulate my dreams well. I'm a very ambitious person and I'm always looking to grow and learn in pursuit of my passions. And I think purple and green just together it fits. And I'm not talking about no ugly green. I'm talking about like a nice pastel, light, beautiful green. My logo is no different than my name. I originally had an axolotl because I love axolotls, still do. And I plan to bring the axolotl back as a character, but I want to make it more cutesy, more of a cartoon character than it is right now. I kind of want to try out a different style with it, so I'm still working on that. I think that'll be later this year. Instead, for now, I decided to make my logo a caricature of myself because, again, I want to be at the core of what I create, and I want it to be recognizable that I am the one creating it. So I made this caricature, but I want to work on making the details a little bolder, so when I use it as an AVI, it pops better. But right now, it's just a caricature of me. And then slogan. I wanted a new slogan. My previous one was lovely, adorable, and affordable, but I don't think my artwork is always like super adorable. I feel like when I think of adorable, I think of like cartoons and like stuff like that. And sometimes my work is a little bit more serious and it has different messages. I still think it's lovely, like in essence, but adorable, no. And then affordable, I think people have different definitions of affordability. So like if I were to start selling originals and I say it's affordable, like what does that mean for different people? So I wanted to take that out just because I think it's too broad. I still want my stuff to be affordable so more people can access it, but I don't want to define that in my slogan. Instead, I want my slogan to be more so about what my purpose is. And so I settled on, okay, I love the word lovely. You guys hear it all my, if you watch my videos, you'll hear it all the time in my intros. It's so funny because my dancers or like my friends or just family, people like pick with me about that. Like they're, hello, my lovelies, like they mock it or whatever. And it's funny, like I don't really mind, but I think it's more so funny because in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, like I succeeded because the whole point of that, like having your own phrase or anything like that, so people associate it with you and people are associating it with me, so like I'm succeeding there and y'all just reminding me of it, so thank you. But yeah, I love the word lovely, so I wanted to keep that. And I'm using it in my slogan. I glitched for a second. I'm using it in my slogan, lovely art for lovely hearts, because I want my art to be lovely, and I think the people who I'm interacting with are lovely as well. So lovely art for lovely hearts. I originally planned to move around some more. I'm gonna finish the website part here, and then for the fun stuff for the product rebrand, we're gonna go and we're gonna paint. We're gonna get into the action. So the website, I think, is going to be its own full adventure video because I've been working on the website. I'm not a website designer by any means necessary, and I don't really want to pay anybody to do it at this stage. I think if I was a bigger and, I don't know, like more established and had more capital to actually pour into that, I'd help somebody, or not help somebody, I'd get somebody to help me with the website, but I think I can do it on my own. Like, that's also the part of being a creative. Like, I have a vision in my head and I want to do it. I don't want anybody else to do it. I think for my brand, I want it to feel very welcoming and open. So I want my website to be kind of scrapbooky. I think scrapbooks are like an elite form of storytelling, and it's at risk of becoming a lost art low-key. Well, actually, that's not true. I'm just not in the scrapbook niche much, so I wouldn't know. But I don't know, I love scrapbooks. I don't know anybody who makes scrapbooks still. I have a few in my, like, under my bed actually, that need to be created because I have like pictures that can go in them. Yeah, my only qualm about Shopify is you can't drag and drop stuff across the page, so you have to, like, you're stuck with the preset designs, which kind of sucks. I like Wix better for that reason, but I like Shopify's product interface better, so I'm gonna stick with Shopify for now. I mean, I guess you can technically do that, but it requires coding, and I don't know if you're able to like transfer a Wix design into Shopify, like with the code. Maybe I'll play around with that a little bit, but I think website's gonna be its own video me. Okay, the final step of the rebrand is doing my very first art drop. I've never done an actual drop and like dropped a collection of stuff and actually, you know, but that is what we were doing, so I'm excited. It's gonna be 4 paintings. I'm gonna do a separate video on those later. Let me get set up. But basically, the goal with this has been to really start posting. It's not necessarily to get a bunch of sales or anything like that. I just wanted to start posting and have something to post and like commit to something to prove to myself that I'm ready and that I can do it. I know I can do it. I don't have a reason not to believe in myself. I just need to like be consistent. That's my biggest struggle. And sorry, it's like a random video of ducks in the background because I didn't know what to put on my TV. But yeah, this is the first painting. You can kind of see it. Let me zoom in some. This is the first painting. She's beautiful, isn't she? I want everything to be whimsical and lovely. So that was the goal with these. I am almost done with it. We're gonna finish it up and then we're going to start on our next one. So yeah, let's do that. Let's finish her up. This is actually so unsatisfying. I can't peel it. Ugh. Okay. Honestly, we're just gonna put paint on top of it. And this palette's never gonna be clean, basically. Well, the final step of my rebrand is this product launch. I'm doing my very first product launch. It's going to be on March 20th. This video will be posted on the first week of March. I'm creating 4 new paintings in a series called Idyllic Meadows. I've never done a product launch before or created a cohesive collection of paintings. So this is kind of a trial run, and I'm figuring out how I want to market myself and how I want to present myself and how I want my life to look as a future full-time artist. Marketing has always been my biggest downfall. I've been posting almost daily, but I need to push it to multiple times a day. This collection that I'm doing, again, is kind of like a trial run. It's real paintings, of course. These paintings are of Black women with animals, just soft and happy and lovely. I wanted to do something that showcases us in a positive light, where the focus is on us just living and existing peacefully. No trauma, no other type of message, just our beauty. I love paintings that say something meaningful, of course, especially in this climate, and I plan to do works like that. But for now, I just needed a project where I can breathe. Like I said, marketing has always been a challenge, but I decided I'm just going to be myself. Honestly, I'm just gonna be more authentic and not just post clips of my art. I really want to tell my story, share my dreams, my hopes, my loves, my hates, everything. I want to connect with people and share who I am, and then maybe sell something in the process. I found that seems to be the most authentic way to market anyways, to not shove it down people's throats, but to just share and be open. And that's what this is. So as you can see, this is one of the paintings in my series. Please subscribe and like to stick around for future videos of me yapping and painting. I hope you come along on the journey with me, but if not, remember to always dream big, love yourself, and I'll always love you, my lovelies. Bye-bye. Mwah.